Welcome back, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for taking the time to spend a little time with me. Always appreciate that, guys. So now we're back for part two. Hopefully you guys watched part one. If not, I will leave a link in the description. Perhaps I may attach a card to this video to remind you to go look at that one. And again, let me remind you guys, in that particular video, I'm talking about just the things that are shown in the first blog. In this video, I will talk specifically about the things that are in this second blog. And then my third video that will be coming will be me giving my thoughts, my entire thoughts on the improvements to CFM, what I like, what I may not like as far as what may not have made it, and things that I definitely want to see going forward. So I'll give you my overall thoughts. Again, in this particular video, we're going to talk about just the big decisions and the things that were addressed that were community things, which I think is very important, man, because anytime the developers can show that they're listening to anything, of course they can't do everything, but anytime they're showing that they're listening to things that we want, I got to applaud that. All right, so let's keep it all specific to this particular blog and these topics. And guys, even if you're giving your opinions and things like that, try to make your comments tailored towards this information. All right, so let's go ahead and get started, guys. So as you can see here, it says big decisions and community. All right, so the first thing we'll definitely talk about are big decisions. I love the big decisions, man, because I like the fact that now, you hear me say all the time, there needs to be more things that we have to do off the field. I want things to affect gameplay. I want the things that I do as a coach or as an owner or what have you to affect gameplay. That's how it is in the real NFL. You have to make certain decisions and things of that nature that should directly affect your roster and also affect your team. So as you can see, what it says here, guys, the big decisions come to you with the right information at the right time. Do you start your star quarterback with the lingering injury, or go to your unproven backup with the playoff spot on the line? Well, it says here in Madden NFL 17, big decisions begin a new direction in your career mode experience, changing the way that you approach your gameplay strategy for every matchup. And right here, guys, it's just showing you a couple different things here. This particular one, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it says you are confident in the team's ability and have high expectations for the season. And what that is talking about this is a very aggressive big decision. So right here, the objective would be to make the playoffs. So obviously that's going to be more aggressive. All right. The reward would be 1,000 XP. And who knows if that's really going to be the amount. I'm thinking maybe it's just, it could just be a placeholder, what have you. And also look at this other little piece. It says here, chance of being fired. Very high. All right. So I love it, man. So it says big decisions as well can affect your season goal. Obviously, that's what this is talking about. And also this is pretty big as well, guys. This is one of the things that I really liked, really caught my eye when we, were informed of this information. I loved it. I love the premise behind it. So I'll just read to you a little bit about it, guys. But it's basically in regards to injury. Now, as far as injury, it says once the doctors have medically cleared a player that has been hurt earlier in the season, you can either play him with a lingering injury or sit him to heal 100%. Now, if your player plays a game with a lingering injury, then he has a higher chance of becoming re-injured, which could completely wreck the season. Because basically, from what I'm reading there and what I was advised by, the developers, is that more than likely, if they have a lingering injury and they're injured again in the same fashion, then that could give them more of a season-ending injury. I don't know if that's in stone. I don't know if there's different degrees of being injured the second time or if it's just cut and dry. So we'll have to wait and see that. But I like that. I like the fact that you're able to bring guys back early. Once again, there's more decision making that you would see in the real NFL. All right, it says, while in game, you'll see a new presentation banner that will highlight your injured players. You will even see a with and without comparison banner showing how your team did the last few weeks with your backup quarterback compared to your regular starter. That stuff right there, I love that as well. I tell you guys all the time, that I am as much of a presentation guy as I am gameplay and immersion. Stuff like that to me is immersive. You can take a look and see exactly how your team is being affected. I like that. I like that a lot. All right, so also it's the same thing with big acquisitions, man. Picking up free agents and players on the trade block is easier than ever with the new acquisitions menu. You'll be able to easily browse the available players by position and compare them to your current depth chart. Improve your weakness positions quickly by using the position grades that are right at your fingertips. Expect the commentators during the game to call out recently acquired players when they make big plays. Great. Everything reads great. All right, guys. And like I said, if you're listening to this video and you're saying, it sounds like he's just liking everything. Listen, like I told you, again, I'm talking about specific features in this blog. I will definitely get to in my last and final video of this series. I will talk about the things that I may not like and things that are not being updated this year. So just bear with me. All right. So basically, guys, as you can see here, big decisions affects acquisitions, re-signings, injuries we already talked about. Let's see, XP. Now, this one is a little bit interesting, so I'll read this a bit. Your players progress through the season as they earn XP points from training and by completing weekly goals and drives and fantasy goals, season goals, career goals, etc. You'll be able to easily spend this XP to upgrade ratings and traits at the end of each game. Quickly see who earned the most XP on the defensive and offensive side. Now, I have to point that out. And the reason why I read that, guys, is this was a feature that a lot of us did like while, being at EA early on in the year. I was like, man, it's great to be able to see right away, like, who did the most in that game. It's a little cosmetic thing. I understand that. But little stuff like that, man, that for guys who really dive into CFM and you really, go in depth of knowing who you want to, upgrade and who got what. This is a big thing to me, being able to see that right away, right after the game. It shows me who balled out, who earned the most XP. And I'm not really sure if it shows why. But, actually, it says here, when playing as a coach, you will see a breakdown of all the XP you earned. Okay. I thought that was saying something else. So I'm not sure if it tells you exactly why you earned that XP. I'm sure it does. Let's see. Top earners. No, it really doesn't. So you're looking at this picture. Doesn't really say why you earned it, which is not a huge deal. But I would imagine, you'd be able to look at the stats and things like that and figure out maybe why a lot of XP was earned. And then again, I could be wrong. Maybe it does tell you that somewhere as well. But yeah, all in all, I like that part. And same thing here with cutting players, big decisions as well, and free agent bidding. So big decisions is definitely a heavy focus. Basically what it means to me and what I was able to find out myself while playing CFM is all of the decisions that you make have a direct effect on the game and how your players are going to play. That's the bottom line. Your roster and how your players are going to play. And that's always a plus in CFM. Now this right here, guys, we'll wrap up with this section. All of the sections following this. They're basically talking about community requests. It says here, on the top of everything else we've added this year, you'll see features in the game directly influenced by the community wish list, including the addition of the score ticker, full player editing, practice squad, and more. Now I have to give big kudos and a shout out and a round of applause to all of us in the community who have mentioned these things. And like I said, there are things that's still not going to be in CFM this year, but anytime the developers put in things that you directly talked about, you have to applaud that. You have to applaud that to some degree. So as you can see, they have the ticker here at the bottom of the screen. I've seen it in action. Definitely it wasn't fully fleshed out when I saw it. They still needed to get more information that they want to add, but it basically looks just like this. It will run and show you the updated scores. It'll show you the score of games that are being played or have already been played. Obviously, it's not going to be in exact real time because, if you're in an online league with 32 players, you're all not playing at the same time. But if they are scheduled, it's going to be, you're going to view them based on what your actual game time is. So if you're playing at 1 o'clock, you'll see other scores update that would have been played at quote unquote 1 o'clock. All right. So again, it's not going to be real time, obviously, because no one plays in real time. But that's definitely a good thing, man. And then you do have the ability where you can restrict it to what you want to see. You can set it to where it only shows scores or goal updates or nothing, or you can have everything show. All right, it has player editing as well. Now, it says full player editing. I didn't really customize this myself, so I'm not sure what full actually means. It does give a description here. You will be able to adjust appearance, ratings, traits, and contract information for the entire league. letting you make tweaks as you see fit to alter players. Now, it basically says here, do you want to add one more year to someone's contract? You can do that. I don't believe you can restructure contracts, though, if I'm not mistaken. I don't believe that's going to be in this year. But, pretty good amount of adjustments that you can make. One guy, shout outs to Caleb, he's probably going to see this video. He asked if you could do height and weight. I would assume that's what that means with appearance, but we'll have to wait and see. But basically, it says full player editing and customization, so we'll see what that means. And then also, if you're in an online league, you'll have the transaction log there so everyone can see what the commissioner did. Practice squad. Now, guys, how many times have y'all heard me ask for the practice squad? Have I not been asking for that? Practice squad has finally made it in the game. So basically, guys, you'll be able to, each team has a 10-man practice squad, and you can keep certain players. One of the key things that jumps out is right here. It says each player that can be on the practice squad has to have less than a 2 full years in the NFL. So it can't be like your 4th year player. So they've restricted it to just someone who's 2 full years or less. All right, and of course they will be free agents. So like it says right here, just like in the real world, practice squad players are free agents and can be poached by other teams for their active roster. Now that's going to make it very interesting, because I know definitely like in the CFM league, a lot of times we play each other. I said CFM league. In the SSR league, the Sim Standard Radio League, we play, competitively, and a lot of times guys will make a play on someone and they'll be like, yo man, how much you want for that corner, or that free agent, that free safety that made a play in preseason, what you want for him? Now, if you put that guy on the practice squad, somebody can go snooping around and they can sign him. So that makes it kind of interesting right there, as far as how people are going to be trying to tuck players to, build them, and then somebody else can swoop in and take them. So very interesting, but we'll see how that all plays out. And then right here, man, dynamic development trait. This is a huge one, in my opinion. Very huge, in my opinion. I'll get to it in just a moment, because I'm going to read that whole paragraph. Regression feedback as well. Where you'll need to have a pulse on your team's development, and you'll need to know exactly when your team regressed. And now you will in Madden 17. Anytime a player on your team regressed during the season or at the end of the season, you will be prompted with a detailed report so you can calculate your next move. And definitely the improved player card. So as you can see here, guys, it's much cleaner, much easier. Got your analysis there and traits and things like that. So it's much easier. So let's go ahead and wrap up the video with this. The dynamic development trait, the way it works, each player's development trait is the biggest defining factor in how he develops. Players with the superstar trait will stay in the league longer and develop into the top tier talent, while players with the slow trait will not make it in the league long. You will now be able to see it quickly on your player card with prominent placement and a new icon. Now, since the development trait is such a key part to the player's success, what they want to do is make sure you can influence it. So in Madden 17, if a late round draft pick has a breakout season and wins Offensive Rookie of the Year, he will most likely go up a development trait level. So actually, any major season award and weekly award will have a chance of increasing it. What goes up must come down. Once a player falls or fails to reach their season goals, they have a chance of dropping down a development trait level. This fluidity, I'm sorry guys, can't read. This fluidity makes sure the league is an organic system that reflects your player performance. Love that. Love that. I can't even say it any more than that. I mean, love that. This is what I'm talking about, guys. You hear me say all the time, I want my players' performance to dictate their development. So this was like a direct feature that I've been asking for a long time, along with you guys. I'm just saying, anytime things are being put in the game that I ask for, it makes me very happy. It gives me a lot of confidence. So there it is, guys. This one went a little longer than the first video, but hopefully, guys, I hope you guys will like, what you're hearing in this video as far as from me. And then, you'll leave me your thoughts on how you feel about these things. All right. And again, stay tuned for part 3. Well, I'll be basically talking about my overall feelings on what was improved, what was, what was changed, what I like, and I'll also talk about some of the things that may not still be there. And also, there, if I've been told that there's definitely some more things that may be coming out in CFM that's not shown yet. So we may have to wait and for a while to see later on if there's some surprises or what have you that may come in. But either way, I'm still gonna do my third video talking about right now what my thoughts would be if this is it. All right, guys, so definitely leave your thoughts, leave your comments, and I promise it won't hurt you to hit that like button. All right, guys, until next time, let me know what you think. Peace. Once again, guys, thanks for coming by. And if you want to interact with me live, head on over to Sim Standard Radio every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, along with Smitty and Azure Effect. The call-in number for the show is down in the description. Now, of course, for more content, go ahead and click the link above. And before you go, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. All right, guys. Until next time, lights out.